Test, 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 test. Test. Be like, oh husband, oh husband.
Okay. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me check Twitch really quick. Really quick. Okay. Think we're good. Are you good on your end?
I think so.
Cool.
I think so.
Usually if Lee doesn't come in by now. Alrighty. Welcome, everybody. First reading wrap up of 2025. Hope everybody is well.
Happy New Year. It's so weird saying Happy New Year.
Yeah,
Happy New Year.
if we missed you last time, Happy New Year.
Happy Chinese New Year.
Yeah, oh yeah, Happy Lunar New Year. Happy Year of the Snake.
That's me.
I'm a dragon.
The time has passed.
But yeah, dude, I feel like it's been a long time since we last did this.
Oh yeah, even though it's only been a month.
Yeah, it's the usual month. But yeah, what's new with us? What's new? Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh, I was gonna show you something, but I'll just tell you about it. You can imagine it. But go ahead. What's new with you?
Nothing much. Just New Year. Nothing new with me. You?
Not the same. Everything's the same.
Same.
Yeah. I'm at that age where not many changes are happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I was saying, like this past week, my husband was in San Francisco for like the full work week, and so I was like at home like the whole time with my son. So I was like itching to get out today. And so we ended up going to Barnes and Noble.
Nice. That's always a good
Yes.
always a good day when you get to go to Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, it's a nice escape. And then we ended up getting coffee, and then um, they had that deal at the Starbucks at Barnes and Noble where if you buy a coffee, you can get a book for $5. And so I was like,
Wow.
hey.
You're just basically losing money if you don't buy. You're basically losing money if you don't get it.
Yeah, so like the book that they had with that deal was better than the movies. It's like a YA book. I wanted to show you. I left it downstairs, but I remember I tried reading it because it was on Kindle Unlimited, but I never got around to finishing it because they took it off. Now I guess I can
There you
finish it.
go.
And it had sprayed edges.
Oh
I was like,
man. Okay.
I was
Is
like,
that
oh,
still is that deal going on? Maybe we can go tomorrow.
yeah. So I think, yeah, it's like every 2 weeks it's a new book or something like that. And
I mean, okay. Husband, did you hear that? We're going to Barnes and Noble tomorrow.
yeah, get a coffee, get your book. Um, but yeah, I was like looking through all of them because like there was some like blemishes because of the sprayed edges. Like, because it's a bright yellow cover, and then the edges are like a royal blue, and so like some of the or most of the books had like blue on the cover. I was like, dang it. So all the baristas are like watching me. I'm like picking out the right book. Whatever. That was the highlight, you know, my highlight. But yeah, I'm
Nice.
at that age. But
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. You got a free book
I
with
know.
coffee.
Yeah, technically. Um but yeah. Anyways, shall we dive on into it?
Sure. Okay.
Our reading wrap up of January. Would you say you had a good reading month, rate wise?
Um, I think so. I feel like I read a lot, but then again, like half of my books is a what's it called? It's a webtoon novel. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I feel like I accomplished something. What about you?
Um, yeah. Well, like I definitely didn't do as good as I did last January, but rating wise, I only have fours and fives
Good.
for stars. So
Okay.
that's better. Yes, that's more than last January's rating. But
Okay. Let's see. So to those who were here last month, our topics were coming of age, books trending on social media, and sci-fi. Those three.
yeah.
All right. Well, since your ratings are so high, I guess I can go first with my lowest.
Oh, what's your rating?
I think I'm gonna give it like maybe a 2.5 or close
Oh,
to a 3.
I was thinking about reading that.
You can't see it. The cover is so bright, guys. Okay. So this was my book that's trending on social media.
Okay.
Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Moss. If you can see it and not be blinded. Um I don't well, I won't give too much away unless if you're still thinking about reading it. Um, it's basically
He gave it
a
2.5 stars. I don't know.
maybe you'll like it. I don't know. Maybe not. I think knowing you and the type of person you are, I don't think you'll like it.
Okay.
Um, I mean, if I didn't like it. I don't think you'll like it because I think I'm probably more into Greek mythology than you.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, that's basically it. It is like a Greek mythology esque retelling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not really a retelling. It's not about any. It's there's no. mm, It's
Like a
not like any or.
reimagining or something.
Yes, there's. It's there's no. It's not an origin story about any of the like main gods like Zeus, Hera, Hades, blah 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 blah.
Uh-huh.
Um, it's basically about a. It's kind of like a school for future future gods. But to get into the school, you have to go through these tests to see if you are qualified to attend,
Okay.
but at the risk of death. You know those type of books like if you die, you die, but you have to go through like rigorous like testing just to be accepted. What are those type of books called? Mm,
Mm, not a
mm,
battle royale, right?
no, it's not. Mm,
Uh, it'll come to me.
yeah, almost like the almost like the concept of Fourth Wing. You know, you've heard of that series.
Mhm.
It's all
Yeah.
social media. Except that I mean, the only thing is you're not allowed to kill your classmates. It's up to them to survive, you know? So anyways, it follows an orphan girl who at the age of 19, which you have to be to take a written test to attend this college, special school, which has
Mhm.
nothing to do with the main story.
Okay.
Um, it's kind of like a dystopian type of setting where in like 2056, 20 something around those that timeline, the gods, the famous gods have taken over Earth because there was a big Titan threat. So now that the Titans are dead, dead,
Mhm.
the gods have decided to just stay on Earth and rule on Earth instead of Olympia. And so now everything is like, you know, all those dystopian books where the Earth is dead and people are surviving and all that stuff. So at
Yeah.
19, you're qualified to take a written test to enter a college that is kind of for the elite who wants to like work for the gods.
Mhm.
Um, and then at the very end of this test, you had to take like a blood test to see if you're worthy. And this girl, this orphan girl, I always forget the name of the main character.
Don't worry, me too.
You, um, it turns out he's a half breed, of course, half breed, who is who yeah is essentially like the blood of some type of god. So she gets kidnapped and is thrown into this big Olympian testing thing that she has to stay for a whole year. It's like a whole year test where she has to attend classes and she has to like go through rigorous like training, and it is so weird. Her her mentors are is Patroclus and Achilles. Those are her mentors slash tutors, and her professor is Charon and Augustus. I don't know much about Augustus, but you know, those gods.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just essentially the whole book is her at this weird school that's, if you survive this school, then you become a god. And essentially she's the only girl in this school, the first half-blood female in like hundreds and hundreds of years. And of course that just goes to show that she's the chosen one, because she's the only girl in this school of boys who has to try to survive to become a god.
Why did I think it was gonna be about Hercules? Because doesn't the cover have Hercules on it or something?
Yeah, it's called The Blood of Hercules.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then Hercules is on the cover, or
No, it's her.
oh, it's her.
Yeah, it's her on the cover.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah. It's weird. Like, it's, I guess it's supposed to be like a dark fantasy, but it's very slow burn, intense slow burn, like nothing, no,
Happens.
like there's no really, romance is not the forefront of this book. It's
Mm-hmm.
all about survival in this dystopian Olympian setting. So it, the way it's written, written in first person, I believe. There's multiple POVs, but it's mostly her. And um it's just weird because she's supposed to be at this school for a whole year, but there's all these like time jumps. And the way they do time jumps is like in a movie, you know, where like there's a scene and then suddenly there's like this montage and then suddenly it's like 10 months later, you know, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but in book form. And first I didn't understand what was going on. I'm like, wait, first it was the first day of class, and now it's halfway, like it's halfway through the year. How did she get there from there to there? I don't know, it's weird.
Oh wow.
It's like, how can I explain it? It's like one big run-on sentence. That's what I felt like. To me, it felt like it was one big run-on sentence, even though there's like, chapters and all that stuff.
Uh-huh. So is it like a standalone or is oh, it's a series.
I think it's a
Okay.
duology or trilogy. I know the second book is coming out later this year. How, I don't know if I'll read it or not. Maybe the way it ended, maybe.
Okay, okay. Okay.
And of course, I don't think I did a good job explaining it.
I mean, if you're not into a book, it's kind of hard to like either you rant or you don't know how to explain it. um,
Like, I don't hate it. It's like,
oh.
I don't understand why it's trending, but whatever.
Okay, so I told you that I had fours and fives, so this would probably be my lowest four. And it was The Missing of Claire de Lune. This is the second book in the Mirror Visitor series. I don't want to give too much away of the second book, so I'll just explain the first book, I guess. So the series takes place in a world where it's said that God had like destroyed the world or something, and it left just parts of the earth floating. So like there's arcs of earth floating in this world, whatever. And on each arc there's like a different like place, like I don't know, like, you know, a whole different, what am I trying to say, like city with their own rules and stuff. And then in this series we follow a girl, totally forgot her name. Ophelia. So we follow Ophelia. Um People in this world have magic abilities, and Ophelia's abilities is that she could read the history of various objects and where they came from and all that, and like the motions and stuff. And another ability that she has that she keeps secret is that she can travel through mirrors. And so in this world, everybody is like forced to get married, and she keeps like pushing it off until the last moment where like the worst possible candidate is like um planned for her, and this candidate like lives like so far away in like this snowy art called the pole. And he's a very political person in this arc, and he's like he has many enemies and whatnot. And yeah, so I mostly, because I didn't read that book, like I read that book back in 2020, so I forgot like all the political aspects to the series. But like I kept like my head kept going back to like the main characters, so like Ophelia and the guy Thorn, because I'm like I need to know what happens with them, because like Ophelia's not like any other typical like female character. She's like very like bookish, and she's not described as like attractive or anything. She always is like sick with the cold, and she has like snot and stuff. She always has bushy hair, and like yeah, and she's always like she's like shy and skittish at first, but then she speaks up more in this book. And you know, the guy character is kind of like you don't know what he's thinking, but he ends up like secretly like falling for her, but he doesn't show it, you know? I what's that called?
Um, what is it called? Standoffish. But what does that mean? Like, looks like can kill you, but it is actually a cinnamon roll. He's a golden retriever.
Yeah.
He's a cinnamon roll.
Yeah, but he's like still pretty like he makes it he's like mean to her, but not like in an abusive way. It's more like of a like this is work kind of way. Like this
Oh
is
yeah, like that type of.
yeah, like a work relationship. But yeah, like I did enjoy this one more than the first book, because yeah, the first book was like mostly like world building and like setting up the politics that I forgot. So I was just like mostly just reading this for them and like skimming through all the politics. But yeah, like I don't know if I want to read the third one. Like I need to know what happens with them, but like is it worth reading, getting through two more of these to know what happens with them? So I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
those
know.
books are thick, aren't they?
Yeah. So because I'm not about to reread the first book. Like I remember how I felt reading it, but like I don't know.
So I just watch a recap.
I know. But
That's what I
yeah,
do. If I don't
like
want to read a book, reread one.
I don't know if you like the your characters like this, then give it a shot. And if you like politics, unique world, give it a shot. But yeah, don't go based off of my. Anyways.
Okay. Um, so my next one is a mixture of uh, I guess it's a mixture of 3 and 4.
Okay.
So I read this trilogy. It's a sci-fi.
Oh yeah. Didn't you already read Hunt the Stars?
Yes.
Okay.
So I reread it because I wanted to read the sequel and yeah, I was supposed to read the rest and I kind of forgot what happened. But I remember I liked this book the first time I read it, and yeah, it kind of held up. I liked it. I still like it. I would give
Okay.
this. I would. Okay, this one is probably my favorite out of all of the books. I would give it like a 4. It's the first book, Hunt the Stars. It's essentially about um two races, humans and I want to start with the V. What is it? Bolovians. Humans and Bolovians. I almost said bulbous.
Whoa, it
Oh my
sounds
god.
like
Okay.
fallopians.
Yes. So it is about um humans in this alien human-esque species working together after like a drastic war, like they hate each other. Um so this alien officer needs a kind of like a recovery specialist, like a bounty hunter type of person. So he hires Octavia. Yay, I remember the name. All right, he hires Octavia and her crew to help him find something. Um and at first Octavia's like, "No, I kind of don't want to because I hate your kind. But then again, I need money to repair my ship."
Mm-hmm.
So she agrees and she has to take him and his crew to his home planet to help find the item. And of course, like, she hates them, but she agrees because it's a buttload of money. And her crew wants her to the take the job because they need to repair their ship.
Okay.
and and it's just like a close proximity type of thing. Like, the thing about these books is about it's like is thing about this book is that there's no miscommunication between the characters. You
Okay.
know how in most books, like, there's like, if you don't communicate, it just goes to shit and everyone starts fighting and there's a big misunderstanding, and then you
They
go
get
through this whole
split up.
journey. You split up, there's this whole journey to just resolve that issue, and then another journey to get together, blah blah blah. And it
Yeah.
gets sometimes it's just like, come on, just get to the point. If you just talked,
Yeah.
if you just talked, then everything would have been resolved. So there's none of that. There's no miscommunication, no misunderstanding. It's all about, like, if a problem arises, she'll be like, "Hey, let's talk about this like right now
Mm-hmm.
and just solve this." And then yeah, it's just I think that's just kind of it's just like a what is that word? It's just very refreshing because there was just like something bad. Like she finds out something like a big old secret, and then instead, of course, she gets mad, but instead of just running off and doing something stupid, she's just like, "Hey, how come you didn't tell me? How come you didn't tell me this big secret? I thought you trusted me. You hired me to do this, blah, blah, blah." And he's like, "Oh, well, blah, blah, blah. I thought I didn't trust you." And she's like, "Well, now that we got that out of the way, let's just freaking do this." And then that was just like in the same chapter. I'm like, "Oh, okay, let's go."
Nice. Got that cleared up.
Got that cleared up. Let's continue on our adventure. I'm like, okay.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, yeah. I think it's because like yeah, it's a trilogy, but it's different characters. So she has to I guess the author had to try to make sure it's like had to make sure everything there was no loopholes, no big journey, no third act breakups.
Oh, so like each book is its own like story?
Kind of. Like the main plot continues in each book, like it continues on. The big main plot. There's
Mm-hmm.
it just continues on, but it's just in different points of view. Like this is one couple, this is another couple, and this is another couple.
Okay.
They're essentially like this is the captain's point of view, this is the first officer, and I think this is like her friend or something.
Okay.
So yeah. So I guess the author had to like resolve everything for this couple before she can move on to the next couple,
Oh.
which can be its downfall because this book was great and then this book not as great. Like it was starting to get repetitive about the way she wrote these characters. I felt like I was reading like the same thing, like the same characters but with different names.
Okay. Okay.
Um because it was mostly the tough female character with prejudices and the Valovian soldier who's misunderstood and stoic. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it was just like the, the same thing across the board. I'm like, can't you just make these characters like a little different?
Oh, I see. I see.
Mhm. Like it's a human girl with an alien dude. I'm like, there are side characters in these books I was more interested in than these ones.
Okay.
I was just like, oh, why? Well, I mean, I guess this one book is okay, but this one I'm like, could have done with the other people.
So like the overall plot
The overall plot,
was okay.
I I like the main like conflict, the main storyline that ran across these three books. I
Mm-hmm.
just didn't like
The
the
characters.
characters that she chose to main
Okay.
in
Okay.
these, at least in this one.
Like she should have kept it the first two characters, you think?
Maybe, you know what? Or she could have chose the different side characters than the ones that she chose in this one.
Okay.
Cause yeah, I was just like, okay,
That's
well,
It's a
They're
bummer
basically
though.
the same thing. I'm reading about the same people. Why?
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, this one it just went downhill. So this was for 3,
Four,
a
three,
low 3.
oh, two-ish, two-ish.
Mm.
Okay.
So that was my sci-fi read.
Okay.
It's considered sci-fi, right? It's in space,
Yeah.
science fiction.
Oh yeah. With
Mm,
computers and aliens and
aliens, spaceships, and
yeah.
planets.
Okay, so another 4-star. It's not this exact book, but I
Mystic.
read I listened to the third book in this series. This is a middle grade, and it's called the Mistwick School of Musicraft, and um, so if you don't know, it's pretty much like a Harry Potter vibe. It's like a school setting, but your music is your magical craft, I guess. Um, what instrument you're playing and what song you're playing like has like a different outcome and whatnot, and like different instruments combined leads to a different outcome, etc., etc. And in the third book, um, we follow our main characters. They're in seventh grade, and apparently in seventh grade they get to go on a um oh my gosh, what's it called? Like a international trip, and they go to Europe to learn about like the history of music and stuff, and then something happens with like time. There's like a time spell that occurs, and they end up like jumping back and forth through time, and they end up meeting Mozart and whatnot. And yeah, it's pretty much like a fun little, you know, adventure, I guess. It kind of reminded me of Spider-Man Far From Home, that vibe. Um, but yeah, don't really have much to say about it. It's fun. I definitely recommend for kids. Maybe it will, you know, motivate them to learn an instrument or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Fun read.
Read that to Nolan and see if he'll want to play guitar or something.
Yeah, or piano. I kind of hope he's drawn towards piano. We'll see.
Okay. So my next choice I gave before, and I think you probably know this. Okay. Thanks to you for getting me this.
So heavy.
It's so heavy. It is. I had to get.
Holy. Oh, nice. Is that all of them?
No, there's one more missing that I still need to get, but
Okay.
I got the next 3. Oh,
Wow.
dang, it's so heavy. I could just freaking lift this and I don't have to go to the gym.
Just read every day those
Yeah,
books.
dude, it's so heavy. But yes, but this one is from Avery, and then I got these ones. Um, so Lore Olympus, it is a webtoon
Mm-hmm.
um about Hades and Persephone. Well, it's a retelling of Hades and Persephone, but in modern Olympus. Um, and it was a fun read.
Yeah.
Like it's I would this is very YA. It's definitely not adult.
Mm.
But it's like very cute because it's so colorful. If you look inside, it's very colorful. I think this is Hera right here. Um, but yeah, it's just very. It was very very fun to read. I went through these books like pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it took me a few hours. Just it took me like maybe 2.5 hours just read one, just because I was just looking at the pictures.
I know.
I was
Yeah.
just like rereading and making sure like I saw each drawn character. Um yeah, very, how do I say it? Um very, I don't want to say low risk, but it's not as intense as like those typical
Like a
um
cozy.
yeah, it's very cozy. It's like a cozy read. I mean, there are some dark elements to it. Like there's you have to actually like be there's some content in here that you have to be aware of that um might not be suitable for a couple of people. Um
Mm-hmm.
but I mean it sucks about some of the contents in here. So I wouldn't call it cozy. Maybe YA is not. YA new adult. I mean, it's not smutty or anything. There's no like dirty pictures.
Graphic
There's no graphic
stuff.
like book pictures or anything. It's a webtoon, you know. Um, I think the only thing I didn't like about this was the
Mm-hmm.
depiction of Hades,
Mm-hmm.
just because the way he's portrayed, I guess. Like,
Okay.
I don't want to say, I don't want to say why, but yeah, I think I like the way the way Hades is described in other books. I prefer than this Hades.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but the personality of Hades, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. It's like all the other Hades that I read. It's just I don't
Okay. Is the next book the next volume the last volume, or is there?
I don't know. Actually, I know volume 7 is the newest. It just came out recently, but I have to look up and see if there's gonna be any more. I mean, I know it has to end eventually, but we'll see. I mean, if they're gonna keep going with the webtoon, they'll probably. I mean, there's like they have like 20. It ranges from like 20 to 30 episodes each book. So
Mm-hmm.
if you think about it, in webtoon, that's kind of a lot already. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, a lot of episodes.
Dude, your shelf is gonna like collapse if you like.
I know. This is gonna have to go in the bottom. So heavy. And unless I put it on its like side, if I lay it down, should be fine.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. But yeah, it's heavy. I was like, ugh, ugh, ugh. Even like I had it on the table, and then Lee wanted to clear it out so we can eat. And then
Yeah.
he he like made the mistake. I told him beforehand, "Oh my gosh, it's so heavy, blah blah blah. It weighs a ton." And then he's like, "Yeah, yeah, whatever." And then it was like this or something. And then when he went to just, what guys do, just lift it up with one hand, he
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, what the hell is this? I told you it's heavy. Now don't drop it."
Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude. I was like struggling to wrap that. I was like, okay, ready? And then I'm like, okay, tape, tape. Yeah.
I know. And then when I ordered the next books, they only put two in one box. Like they didn't. It had to be packed separately. I was like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
got two."
Separately.
It was boxed separately, and they didn't come at this. I was just
Uh,
like, "Oh,
yeah, Lee says shit was heavy. Yeah, it was
yeah,
heavy. Fire Monkey, sorry, it's just us on the call, but you can join the chat and, tell us about some of the books you read. You're more than welcome to. Um, but yeah,
yeah."
uh,
So I would give this a 4.
for
It's pretty. It's pretty fun to read, especially looking at the pictures.
yeah.
Like this is like this would I would just like keep I would just reread this since it's so quick.
Yeah.
Because it's a good weapon.
It's a nice, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a nice escape, like reading a manga or like, graphic novel every
Mhm.
now and then. It's a nice change.
Mhm.
Um, okay. So, what was my, okay. All right. So, another 4 star. So, I read A Man Called Uva. I gave it 4 stars. So okay, so there's a movie on Netflix called A Man Called Otto, and it's based off of this book.
Mhm.
I've seen like a couple, book tube videos where they're like, "Oh yeah, don't watch the movie. Like the book was way better." And like I think it's partly because I watched the movie first and then I read this that I don't fully agree with that. Like I feel like you could just watch the movie and you don't have to read the book really, cuz like not much really was different. Like reading it, I felt like I was watching the movie pretty much. I mean, like you get more detail on like his father in the book. Um but I feel like that's just about it. If you guys don't know, A Man Called Ova is about a old man, like an old grumpy man that after the passing of his wife, he's kind of been like distancing him from like everyone and everything, and he's like very he's kind of like those. I don't know if you guys have one like an HOA. Do you guys have an HOA?
No.
So like he's like how an HOA person would act. Like, "Oh, you didn't sort
Yeah.
like the trash correctly," or like, "Oh, you can't park here, blah blah blah."
They're like,
He's like
yeah,
a
rule
Karen,
abiding.
kind of
Yeah.
like a Karen, but like an old man. But yeah, so we follow him and then, over time in the book, he starts like um warming up to his like neighbors and stuff, and it's like touching, like heartfelt moments. And yeah, um like it's definitely like really good. It's definitely like, I think I'm just rambling on at this point, but like, yeah, it's very heartfelt and sad and emotional. And I definitely recommend if you're looking for like that found family aspect. Um, yeah,
And I heard it's like the first 15 minutes of Up.
yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much the first 15 minutes of Up.
Mhm.
Like, pretty much. But yeah. Yeah, a man called Uva. I recommend.
Nice. I have not watched the movie. It's just I've heard that since it is like the first 15 minutes of Up, I'm like I can't because if it is, I'm going to cry.
Dude, I cried. I was like,
Like I can't.
oh
Maybe
man.
if I need a good cry, I'll watch the movie. But like
Yeah,
right now, I'm
it's
just like,
very
ugh.
it's very heartwarming though.
And it has Tom Hanks in it.
Yeah.
Um, so I have my last book that I read. I gave it a 5 stars, and
Ooh.
it's my coming of age book. It is a reread,
Oh.
and
Okay.
it is a reread,
Okay.
but I had to. Mistborn by Brandon
Okay.
Sanderson. Um, so I forgot, I forgot how much I liked this book when I read the first time.
Okay.
Um, I like it was long ago. I think I read this like 2 or 3 years ago. So I totally forgot what had happened. And then so I felt like I was reading it the first time again. Like I had like some idea of like I remembered like the main thing that happened, but then all the like the little stuff, I was like, oh yeah, what the hell? What? Um
Lee says, damn right it's 5 stars.
yeah. Yeah. So it's a good book. It's a good book. Um it's Brandon Sanderson. It's all about fantasy. It's YA. Um and the type of magic system that he used for this book is metal or elemancy.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically drawing your power from metals, like burning them within your body. So you
Okay.
basically have to swallow metals and then you just burn it up in your body like energy and then you have these powers.
Okay.
So yeah, I was just like, okay. um so it's essentially just I guess it's since it's Brandon Sanderson, there's always some form of politicking in his books. This one is no different. Um, there's this Lord ruler who's been ruling this land for the final empire for thousands and thousands of years,
Mm-hmm.
and he is revered as a god because he's immortal, and there's this type of people called ska who are slaves to the rich and powerful, the nobles, and so this hero Kelsier, he essentially wants to start a revolution and try to kill the Lord Ruler because he just believes it's just time for him to kick the bucket. And
Mm-hmm.
so he forms this ragtag group of thieves and con artists and all like with different skills to help him start this revolution or rebellion, I guess. And he recruits this girl, Vin, who is essentially an orphan, who has this unique power that he's never seen before, and then it just turns out that she's misborn like him. So um so yeah,
Okay.
a lot of stuff happens. um the thing is, like, I started after I read this book the first time 3 years ago. I Something happened in this book. I was like, frick.
Yeah, I
So
remember.
yeah, and then I started reading the second book, and then I just lost motivation to read the second book because of what happened in this first book. And I was like, frick. So now I'm going to try my best to read the second book. I forced myself to buy the third book, so now I have to read the second book because I
Okay.
bought the third one.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Like, you it's just one one critical thing that I will say about this is just that when you read in the POV of this main girl, you can definitely tell she was written by a man. I was just like,
Yeah.
she's supposed to be like this 16-year-old girl who's going through shit, and you can just know it's written by a man. Like, no hate to Brandon Sanderson, but I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
I was just like, he can read a freaking good fantasy book. It's just like his female characters, they fall flat to his male characters. I'm like, it just sucks sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of felt that way with the other books I read.
Yeah. Warbreaker.
Um,
Didn't you read Triss?
I read Warbreaker, Tress of the Emerald Sea, the Nightmare Painter one, Elantris, and Skyward.
Mm,
And all of them was like meh,
yeah,
meh to me.
like I mean, one of my favorite characters is his male character, his MMC. And
Mhm.
I was just like, can't you just, like, I don't know, co-write this with a woman or something?
I
Can't you just
know.
like, can't you just get like
Your
your
wife's
yeah,
input.
your wife's input about your female characters?
Like he wrote Tress for his wife, I believe, and I feel like that was the character I liked the most. And that
Mhm.
one was like YA.
Mhm.
And yeah.
Yeah,
But then again, I'm like biased towards the Princess Bride.
yeah. Nothing
So,
can beat the Princess Bride. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's still a 5 to me. The plot was good. The character development was good. Um, I mean, I don't even mind the politics. I usually don't like politics in my books, or at least not the forefront of it.
mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I was just, yes, yeah, that was my only critique. It's just like, get a, what is it called?
uh,
Um,
what's
get a,
it's like mm,
I was gonna say consult, no, but it's like, what's that
there's a
word?
term for it. It's like sensitivity or something editor, like where they like read through to make sure like
Mm,
nothing is like I don't know triggers
or
anything. I don't know.
or get like a yeah, just get your wife or something, or a woman, or a 16-year-old girl or something to
Or just
and
an
ask
input.
for,
Yeah.
yeah, ask for input from a 16-year-old girl and see if that's how she. I mean, yeah, there are moments where she was like, yeah, she's a 16-year-old girl, and you understand, like, oh, that's what I went through. But that's like very minute moments, like very minute, and the rest was just like, this man doesn't understand what a 16-year-old girl went through.
I know.
Mhm.
I know.
I know.
Hello, PC. Hello. Welcome
Hello.
to our reading wrap up of
Mhm.
January.
Yeah.
Um, we're okay. I think this is another 4-star. Okay. Okay. I'm not a good reader. Well, like, I wasn't a good reader until like what, 5 years ago? Like I picked up reading again and I just kept going. Um, I can't read and retain what I'm reading. It takes practice. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
It helps when you read out loud. That's how you retain more, when you
Yeah.
read out loud. And, oh, now I realize maybe that's why I remember the names, because I read some of these out loud. I read out loud to my dog.
Your dog, Kira.
Yeah. She
Oh,
was just I was just reading on the couch, and Kira was just being so like lovey-dovey, that those rare moments where she's lovey-dovey and she's laying on her head on my lap. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, do you want me to read out loud to you?" So I read out loud. And
yeah.
then that's how I retained most of the stuff that I read. It's because I was reading it out loud to her.
Yeah, that does make sense. Like if I'm reading something that's just not, you know, clicking in my head, yeah, reading out loud and listening to
Mhm.
what I'm saying really
Mhm.
helps. Um,
This is you just don't like it because you generate more saliva and you just have to keep swallowing it, and you lose your flow when you're
yeah, and
reading.
it's definitely slower to
Yeah,
read out
definitely
loud,
for sure.
but it
But you,
helps.
yeah, that's why I
Yes.
remember the names, and I never remember the names.
I know of an epic fantasy.
Oh yeah, with epic fantasy, their names are like
Uh,
crazy, especially the oh my gosh, he's gonna kill me. The Stormlight Archive books. Their names are freaking crazy.
I, dude, I can only imagine or remember Tress, and that's because it's in the title.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
it.
only way I remember it too. It's stress.
Um, but anyways, onto a book where I don't remember the main character's name. I read Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie
Nice.
Garber. This, at least on BookTube, was like very viral at one point. I'm
Mhm.
not sure if it still is, but at one point it was. So this one's like a very Lisa's. What's wrong with Kaladin Stormblessed? What the heck? And you um okay, where was I? So this is a like if you've heard of Caraval, this author's other series that was very popular. It's like very fairy tale-esque. And in this book, we follow a girl who, she's in love with a boy, but he's getting married to her stepsister. And she wants to break up the wedding. And so she makes a deal with the fate. And he's like the Prince of Hearts. And she makes a deal with him to break up the wedding, and in order to fulfill the bargain, like he makes her promise to give him 3 kisses, but it's like kisses from people that he chooses. And so that's like the main plot. And like it's not just like a like random people, it's like he's thought it out, he's strategized because he wants something in the end. And so he's planned these kisses so that he ultimately gets what he wants in the end. And yeah, I don't want to say any more because it'll spoil that. But yeah, it was good. It was a cute read. Yeah, like this was very much talked about as people's favorites, like on social media, just like Caraval. And just like Caraval, like it didn't hit that high for me. Like it wasn't a 5 star for me. But I mean, we'll see. This is a trilogy. So maybe like if I continue on, like it'll start to grow on me and maybe change into a 5 star. But yeah, it was very Alice in Wonderland. Catch my drift. But so yeah.
Right. Is it? I wanted when I first saw that book on Book Talk, I wanted to read it, but then people are saying that it's like a continuation of the Caraval series, but I didn't want to read the Caraval series, so I was like, I don't want to read that, so I guess I can't read that.
Oh no. Like it's in the same world, but you don't have to like this there are brand new characters in this, and like the old characters I don't, from what I recall, aren't mentioned in this at all. So you can pick this up from this yeah, from this book. Yeah, like yeah, if you like, magic, there's, different fates. There's trickery, there's all that. Pick this up. And then that was your last book, right? Mistborn.
Mistborn.
Uh,
So, well, I read a lot of series this month.
I know I usually just like read like one book of a series like per month. Okay, so the next book I read was Abby Jimenez, Part of Your World.
Aw.
I think
Yeah, I saw that.
I gave this like a 4.5. Um, so this is like your typical like, oh, you're like your typical drama where like this person is from like a very wealthy family with like they have like their parents have kind of like Pac is it Maxton Hall? Paxton Hall?
Maxton Hall.
Maxton Hall, where like the guy's family had like high, super, super high standards for their kids, and like what their life is already planned for them and what they're supposed to do for, their company and business or whatever. So this girl is pretty much that. Her family is like a long line of like doctors, I guess, like high-end doctors, like chief of like medical stuff, and she's like supposed to like fulfill, you know, her dad's like standards and whatnot. And then this guy's from a small town And so obviously the dad's gonna be like, no, like he's not good enough for you. He's coming from nothing, blah 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 blah. So it's that plot, pretty
So
much.
nothing to do with Little Mermaid.
No, no, no Little Mermaid. But yes, so it's that kind of plot, which is pretty common. Um, in romance, it seems like over the years. But yeah, like, um, I like I feel like Abby Jimenez, like what I like about what so I've only read this book and her other book. I forgot what it was called.
Friend Zone, because that's what I
Oh
read.
yeah, The Friend Zone.
And
So
then I read the
like,
second book from that series.
huh?
That series? Oh, the Friend Zone series. I read that one in the second book.
Okay. Um, so like I think I like Abby Jimenez over Emily Henry and Ellie Hazelwood. And I think like a reason why I do is like, at least from these two books that I read from her, like something serious happens
Mhm.
and like our characters, you know, like try to navigate like through that together.
Yeah.
And like I think that's why I like it more. Um
I feel like with Abby Jimenez, like I agree with you. Like I read Allie Hazelwood and Emily Henry for like a good time, like nothing serious. But with
yeah.
Abby Jimenez, from what I remember, she gives me like the feels.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I read the book and it gets to that pivotal point, I'm
Yeah, there's a lot of that in this.
like a lot of I get feels. So with Abby Jimenez books for reals, and I think I cried. I think I cried in the books that I read from her. I cried. I was like,
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I got
Mm.
teary-eyed in Friend Zoned, and then this one I didn't cry, but like I was feeling it on the inside. Like you know, from that plot I was describing to you, like you know there's gonna be that one point where they're like, oh, like I want us to be together, but we can't make it like work or something like that. But yeah, that like moment when they're like talking it out, I was like, come on, can do this, guys. Yeah,
Wasn't her?
and
There's always a dog in her books.
yeah, so there's yeah, a bloodhound in this book that's on the farm and he's like so dopey. It's cute. And then he also has like a little billy goat that wears like a sweater. So that's cute. But yeah, like oh, and like there was like parts that kind of like hit close to home with me because like the girl, like her past relationship was like a toxic, like emotionally abusive relationship, and I was like, oh, like it was like bringing all those emotions back and like me getting angry and stuff for her. And I'm like, yeah, you don't take that from him. Um, but yeah, I recommend. I picked this one up because I want to read the other ones that she recently came out with.
Yeah. I know.
Uh,
I think I saw this. There's some of her books that got released on Kindle or it became available on Kindle
yeah,
Unlimited.
I have the summer one on my in my library on Kindle Unlimited. So that's why I like picked this one up first. I was like, gotta, I gotta get like pick it up. Yeah, I think yeah, I don't know. She might be my like insta read author for when it comes to that. Um, and then so my next book is my first 5-star, and it is Magic Lessons by Alice
Oh
Hoffman.
yeah.
This is my coming of age book. It's about
That's
witches.
that's the prequel to.
Yeah, so this one is about the start of the family. It's about Maria Owens and like the start
Mhm.
of the bloodline, and like she was the one that initiated the curse with, their love problems.
Mhm.
So that's pretty much what this is about. She's
Ah, I don't know practical magic.
Yeah, so this takes place in the 1600s, and she she's an she's not an orphan. She gets abandoned and she's raised by like another witch lady, Hannah, and
I think
sh
they're just known as witches.
huh?
Not witch lady. I
Oh,
think
the
they're just
witch
known as witches.
witches, the witch lady. Another well, because there's like different kinds of witches, and
I guess. I guess it depends on which universe you're talking about.
so like she's Maria Owens is more like of a green witch. I feel like I don't quite remember what kind of witches were in practical magic. I just
Mm,
remember the drama.
yeah.
I need to like I should well after reading this I'll read the series.
Mm,
But yeah, so and when she's comes 16, she encounters this man, and she thinks they're in love, blah blah blah, and then he abandons her, and then, she follows him to Salem, Massachusetts to find out that he has his own separate family. And then behold, she unleashes this curse, and yeah, and so we just follow that, and her struggles and like how she overcame them and all that. It's very atmospheric. Um and I love the grimoire recipe elements to it, and there are familiars in this, and yeah, it was just like it was so well written, I feel like. And
yeah.
yeah, I
I
don't know.
remember liking the way it was written when I read Practical Magic. I was
Yeah,
just like, oh.
it's really
And then, yeah, when I read Practical Magic, I don't think that was out or that was about to come out. Magic Lessons.
oh, probably like this was a 2020 book of the month book, so probably it just did come out.
Mhm.
Um, but
Did
yeah.
you read Practical Magic?
No, I just watched the movie, but that was like a long time ago. So I'm just gonna since that was a long time ago and I didn't really remember much of what happened, I'll just like read the series. I think the next book is on Kindle Unlimited. Um, and then Practical Magic's the third one that I'll get to. Um,
Okay. Well, when you're ready, I'll trade you Practical Magic for that book.
okay. um, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Okay, and then my last book is my sci-fi read, and I read Winter. Um, so if you guys don't know, this is book 5 of the Lunar Chronicles. This is book 5 out of 6. or this is book 4, and there's like a 3.5 and like a
The
4.5.
novellas.
Yeah, the shorter books. They're 0.5s. But anyways, this is part of the Lunar Chronicles, and like the plot of the Lunar Chronicles is that there's this evil queen that rules the moon, and like her goal is that she wants to rule the earth also. And in order to do that, she schemes to marry the prince, um, uh, Prince Kai, and yeah, that's pretty much the plot. And then in with each book, we're introduced to like these girls. Like in the first book, we have Cinderella, that's loosely based, or Cinder, which is loosely based on Cinderella. And then the next book is Scarlet, which is based on Little Red Riding Hood. Cress, which is Rapunzel, and then Winter, which is Snow White. And yeah, like I was, as I was like reading this series, like I was kind of waiting to like come across a character I didn't like as one of the main characters. But surprisingly, like I like all of them, and that's rare. So like Cinder's like this like poor mechanic who is half cyborg, and then Scarlet is like this farm girl that is also a pilot. Cress is like a tech savvy girl that's like good at hacking and stuff, and then Winter is like the stepdaughter princess to the Moon Queen, pretty much.
Okay.
And she's like very like she's very Snow White. Like she's so like eccentric and like weird, and she's kind of like a Luna Lovegood or
Oh,
like a Phoebe Buffet of the group. She's
like quirky.
yeah, she's like super weird. Um and she
Oh,
has like animal friends and stuff. But um but yeah, I give it a 5 star, obviously. I really liked it. Yeah, it's pretty much. I'm reading the last book, and right now, and yeah, it's just like another like it's like a collection of like short stories of how like everything was set up, I guess, in the beginning. So don't read that first. But yeah, Winter, highly recommend. Um, I think that's it. Yeah.
nice.
Okay. Um, so yeah. Um, it's February. You know what that means.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be Valentine's Day, guys. And don't forget to, ask your Valentine to be your Valentine. We appreciate when we are asked. Um, but yeah. So we can. So for one of the prompts, I guess we can just have like what a Valentine e read or something,
Um, so what, like,
or like just a rom com or something, or just romance or something.
I mean, yeah, like most of the books that we read have romance in them.
So, so what do you think? Just
Mm, how about we read? What if it's romance based? I'm thinking maybe
second chance.
second chance romance
Okay,
instead of just like regular like.
that's my favorite trope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, what else?
And then I have a prompt jar with new
Um,
prompts.
nice. What about a book with a red cover? Did we do that last year?
I think so. I mean, we can do it again.
Or a
Could,
book with a pink cover this time?
or either or,
Mm-hmm.
pink or red. Okay.
You want to pick something out of your prompt jar?
Alrighty. Let's see. I forgot like what I put in here. Okay.
That's always good if you forget what you put in there.
Yeah. Oh, a book with a curse. Dang it.
um,
Okay.
book with a curse.
So I recommend what was it called? The
Practical magic lessons.
yeah, magic lessons and Once Upon a Broken Heart. Um yeah. So those are good choices. Okay. Should should we have just 3?
Um, maybe one more because some of these can overlap with each other.
That is true. Alrighty. A book that's going to be adapted into a movie or show.
Hmm. Trying to think. Okay. Um, there's a movie or show adaptation. Movie.
So so uh that there's going to be, or we can do if there already is one. Two. Okay,
All right.
that sounds promising.
Nice. Oh, I forgot to mention. I have been um playing a visual novel. Does that count?
I mean, I guess.
It's a lot of reading. It's
It's
considered
lottery.
it's considered a visual novel game.
Okay.
So,
What's it called?
um, um, and it's been trending on not Book Talk, but it's been trending. Tavern Talk.
Oh, okay.
So it is a you play as an innkeeper who makes potions for D&D characters that come into your tavern to talk about like their life, their adventures, and things like that. So you're basically a bartender.
Oh,
So, but it's mixed with D&D. Have you ever heard of the game Coffee Talk? Um, Switch.
I don't think so.
Well, it's like that. But yeah, so it's like a visual novel with D&D characters. So there's like elves and werewolves and vampires and dwarves and um all these other creatures. I was like, okay.
Okay.
So
Nice.
I'm counting it because it says visual novel in the game description.
Okay. Okay. That sounds like
It's
fun.
very cozy. So
Uh,
it's extra, yeah, more reading for me.
um, is there anything that you're looking forward to this month?
Um, Not books per se, but probably just games.
What's coming out? I'm
Let's see,
drawing a
Hello
blank.
Kitty came out.
Oh, Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty came out. Um, well, Carmen Sandiego is coming out actually next month. Um,
Oh yeah, Split Fiction comes out next month.
yeah.
Comes out the 6th. That
Mhm.
should be fun.
Actually, a few games I want to play is coming out in March, not this month. Tiny Bookshop. I don't know if you've seen that game. You play as a you play as a bookseller in a little caravan. It's pretty cute. I played the demo. I
That's
think I'm gonna buy
cute.
that game. I don't know. Who's
Mm.
there? Tales of the Shire, the Lord of the Rings one,
Mm,
the cozy farming game, Tales of the Shire. Can't wait for that game to come out. I think that's coming out either in March or April.
okay.
What else? Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, Cuisinier came out like 4 days ago. I'm thinking of getting that. It's a dungeon crawler um plus restaurant management game.
What is it called?
Cuisinier, Cuisiner,
Oh,
Quiz,
cuisine
like cuisine
ear.
near
Okay.
cuisine near.
Okay.
I think I want to play that game. It looks cozy and action packed at the same time. But I just can't decide if I want to play it on the PlayStation, on the Switch, or the PC. Like I'm thinking of playing it on the PlayStation just so I can just sit on the couch and play it.
I
But
know the Switch, you're not gonna get good graphics.
yeah. Plus,
Mm.
like, I mean, with the Switch, I can just play it wherever. I can play it in bed before I sleep. But then again, like, I don't want to get up and to have to charge it if I'm getting into the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And then PC, I'm like, I could do it on the PC. Sometimes I just don't want to sit in front of a computer while I play a game, you know?
Yeah,
I
that's
just want to
true.
just laze around on the couch, just lay there and be like this.
Oh, that's how I was with Stardew Valley. Oh man.
Hmm. How about
Oh,
you?
hmm?
What about you? Anything you're looking forward to? Any releases?
I'm like drawing a blank. Um,
Oh yeah, Monster World.
what is that? Is that a Monster Hunter game?
What is it called? Hey, if you're watching, Monster Hunter Worlds.
Oh,
Monster Hunter Worlds. I think it's called Worlds. It's coming out in PlayStation, and then I know Lee and I are probably gonna get that. So
okay,
we can
okay.
play that game. Should be fun. Oh no, but we only have one PlayStation.
It's not cross-platform?
I hope so, because if so, I'll play on the PlayStation. He can play on the PC.
Or like you both don't want to play on PC? Or
I mean, we can. It's just like when we got Monster Hunter, the other Monster Hunter. I played it on PlayStation. I really liked it when I played on the PlayStation.
What's the difference?
I don't know the controls.
I mean, like, you could use the PlayStation controller on the PC. It'd still be the
That's
same.
true. That's true. I know if I play on the PC, I could probably stream it.
Yeah.
That's always a plus. That's always a plus. But then again, I could lounge about on the couch.
Or you can get a really comfy chair. Really, yeah, you can, Valentine's Day gift.
So when I'm just streaming, I'm just like this.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like those like little egg chairs where you're just like all cozy.
Oh my gosh, that'd be fun.
You're like, or oh, you have your controller, it's fine.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know.
yeah,
We'll see.
I don't know.
I know if I had, you know what? Actually, you're right. If I got one of those chairs, I would probably play on the PC more. Because all I want to do is just put my feet up
Yeah, your
and
little
focus.
nook, you know? You have a table and put your snacks.
Mm-hmm.
Lise says Mia likes the couch better than the computer chair. I
Oh yeah, it's a
mean,
couch.
my chair sucks. Like,
I know your husband promised you a computer chair like 5 years ago.
I know, I'm still using like this IKEA chair from when I was in high school. That was a long time ago, guys. Let me tell you. Uh, what's an egg chair?
It's an egg chair.
It's like a
A chair that looks like an egg.
yeah, and you just like you're like in it, like it's cozy. Um,
Oh.
yeah, I don't, yeah, nothing's like really crossing. Um, yeah, nothing's really crossing my mind. I think like uh Jisoo is actually coming out with her album next month. Oh, and her show this month. Her show is coming out on Prime this month. And like me and CJ obviously is like curious to like watch it.
A new
Uh,
drama? Or is it like
yeah,
a
it's like kind of comedic. So it's like zombie related. And then I think she has like another drama coming out. She has like a lot lined up in terms of like acting. Oh yeah, and then Lisa has The White Lotus season
yeah.
3. I kind of want to, even though like I didn't watch the first 2 seasons, but I think this one's like different, whole different cast. So
Mhm.
I'm kind of curious to see what her acting skills are like. Um,
Wait, is she in the second season or is she in the third season?
Lisa's in the 3rd season because the 3rd season takes place in Thailand.
Ah, I know. I saw it. I'm like, this looks pretty interesting. It has Aubrey Plaza and Theo James and who else?
Yeah, and like, yeah, it
I
looks.
think Lee would watch it. Would want to watch it too. Maybe we'll put that on the
I
list.
kind of, what's her name? I kind of wish she was still in it. The Legally Blonde girl, what's her name?
Um, Reese Witherspoon.
No, the big lady. Where she's like,
Oh
"Oh,
yeah, the
guys,
redhead talk. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I forgot her
I
name.
really want a hot dog." Terrible actor, but
Oh
really
yeah.
use a hot dog.
And I'm
Yeah,
keeping a dog.
yeah, I'm keeping the dog, jackass.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, she's like the best. But
I
yeah,
know.
yeah, I
Okay.
wish she was still in it. But
Mm.
um, yeah, there's a, a Jenny's music video came out today, and it has like that Korean American actor from Riverdale in it, so that was like weird, but like it was interesting. It's very like it was very different for her, like the way it was directed.
Yeah.
What else?
Oh yeah. I think Lee's gonna start getting into Doctor Who.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so can't wait to rewatch those episodes. I was like, finally, Doctor Who.
Dude, I tried getting into Doctor Who, but I didn't realize there were so many seasons. And so like I started at like season 1 and I was like, what is this? Like
Like, what do you mean? Like,
didn't
what?
season 1 like happen like, or it was like filmed like a long time ago?
Are you talking about the black and white ones?
I guess. I think that's what
Or
I try to watch. It was like
oh
very old and I was like, what's going on?
no, just start off with the Ninth Doctor.
The ninth. Yeah, I think I started off with like the first. And I was like,
Yeah, but
what is this?
we're gonna watch from the first season. But yeah, I think just start off with the ninth like I did. Well, I only started off with the Ninth Doctor because the other Doctor, all the Doctor Who episodes weren't available until now. But yeah, dude, Doctor Who, you're missing out. 10th Doctor, the 11th Doctor.
Wait, how many doctors are there now?
Holy. There's like uh so 10th Doctor, 11th Doctor was Matthew Smith, the 12th Doctor was the old guy, the 13th
That's the
Doctor was
old
the
guy.
woman. I want to say 14, 15. I think the black guy is probably the 14th Doctor, if I'm right. I might be wrong. I didn't think I would like the newer Doctor, but I watched the episode, the specials on Disney Plus. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go. This is pretty good. Like you know what? Yeah, for sure. The woman doctor was pretty good too.
That's
Yeah.
good.
The I think they probably I think they're making the newer doctor, the black doctor, a little, gay coded. I'm like, I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it.
He's gonna be
It.
like all of it in one doctor. Like he's gonna be black, he's gonna be gay, he's gonna be this, he's gonna be that.
Yeah.
Um,
No, that guy from what's it called? That show Suits, Matt Bomer.
mm-hmm.
He was in it, and I was just like, okay, yeah, let's go.
Dude, you mean Prince Eric?
Mm.
Like
Oh yeah, yeah, let's go.
he's the real life prince, you know?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you saw it yet on Netflix, but there's like a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
I did it.
show, and it's based off the movie. And so, and it's like it's not like the movie graphic wise, because you know, like the movie's like Into the Spider-Verse. It's
Mhm.
like more like cartoony, but the art style is still very much the same.
Okay. I
So,
like
yeah, we only watched,
Teenage Mutant.
yeah, like that was like out of all
Oh,
the recent Ninja Turtles movies, like that one was my favorite. And I was like, yes.
yeah.
And then so yeah,
All about
there's
Donatello.
huh?
I was like, I'm all about Donatello.
His glasses.
His glasses and his stare. And
It's like and then I saw that there's like a new Spider-Man show on Disney
yeah,
Plus.
I want to watch it.
Yeah, so
I
I was
want to
like,
watch it.
dude, there's a lot.
I know, I want to watch it. Well, Lee and I, when we're still on our MCU marathon, we're almost done. We're on our last two. We're about to watch the Marvels like soon. But like when we watched the Spider-Man, I was like, man, I want to watch the Tobey Maguire one. I want to watch the show, the new one that just came out. I was like, dang.
Have you guys watched Miss Marvels yet?
Not yet. We just finished watching. Well, no, we watched it. We watched it.
You
I
did.
thought you meant like I thought you meant like did we rewatch it? No,
Did you
but
guys
we did
watch the
watch it.
show?
Yes. Well, I watched the show. I watched the show. Lee like was just there. I am the only one that paid attention to it.
Okay. But
Um,
you watched the movie, Miss Marbles.
yes.
Okay.
I
So
was
I
just
was like the scene with that Korean actor.
yeah,
I
Park
was
Seo
just
Joon.
cracking up.
I know. I was just like, oh, let's speak Korean.
Like,
It's okay. I'll read the subtitles.
um, but yeah.
I know
Um,
the show, the new animated Spider-Man looks pretty interesting.
yeah. I'm like, dude, I wonder like what my son is gonna be into. I'm like, it's gonna be Ninja Turtles or Spider-Man. It's gonna be.
Well, don't they always go through that phase of like all little boys? It's Cars and Ninja Turtles, then it's always Spider-Man or Batman, and
Dude,
then
yeah,
Cars
he's
again,
so into cars right
and then
now. And then,
sometimes it's Power Rangers.
yeah, yeah, we'll see.
And then, yeah, just look at Adam.
That boy is all over the place. He loves so much. Uh, which is
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that, but I'm just like, whoa.
dude, my one of my nephews, he's into Pokemon right now, specifically Charizard. He only likes Charizard.
Dude, we got a Happy Meal today
Oh
for
yeah,
Nolan, and we got Pokemon cards, and I drew a Charizard. But it's not valued that much, obviously. But we got a Charizard.
yeah, get the foil.
I got oh no, I got one. Let me see. Uh, I put it in my binder. Here are my Marvel cards. That's like this is our pool. We got Charizard, whatever that Pokemon is, and that Pokemon is, and then whatever that Pokemon is. It's like the foil a little
Nice.
bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a fun little moment.
Well, let me guess. Nolan just wanted the chicken nuggies and the fries.
Oh, cause like we're trying to like figure out what to eat for dinner, and then I was like, I'm not really hungry yet, and then so CJ was like, I don't come to McDonald's, and I was like, okay, might as well get like a Happy Meal. Like, not that I'm interested at all in like the Pokemon cards.
Did it come the Happy Meal box look like a Pokemon? Like, isn't it like a
Yeah, I don't know the name. It's
like?
the green one.
Oh, I thought it would be like the original three, the starters,
Oh no, the bird. Oh, the starters.
like
No,
the original starters.
it's like a legendary Pokemon from I think it was like was it Johto Journey?
The yellow one,
Or is it like
the bird.
the legendaries from Ruby Red and Sapphire Blue? I think Emerald Green was the Pokemon on the cover that's on the Happy Meal. I don't know what that is. I don't know the name. So Emerald Green. Anybody knows in the chat. Um yeah, other than that. Uh have you been up to any new crafts or anything?
No, I took a
Collecting
break
stuff?
from crocheting, but I do have to make a baby blanket for my coworker, so I'm gonna get started on that soon. And then
Cute, cute.
she also wants a dinosaur, so I'll probably make that as well.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah,
Mm.
about it. I mostly just been either on the Switch or reading.
Oh, Lee says Rayquaza is the green Pokemon. Yeah. So that
Nerd.
Rayquaza.
No, yeah. Just reading or switch.
Uh, yeah,
Or
I kind of started like practicing like writing again, like with some like
work.
random prompts online. Um, I'm trying to like get back into that.
That's good.
Like I have the feeling like to be creative in that sense. So,
That's good. Yeah.
um,
I wrote a couple of paragraphs the other day.
yeah, just to get like the feel for it.
Hmm. Like it sucks because like I get this big creative like surge while I'm
Yeah.
working, and then but I can't write anything down because I'm working. And then when I have a time, like I try to get it back again, but I'm like, oh, it's so hard to get it back. Like when on my lunch, I'm like, okay, let me just write down what I was thinking about, but then I lose it. But then I don't know. But it only like it happens while I'm like busy with something, and I it's just like, oh my gosh, it'd be so great if this happened and blah blah blah. I have to write it down, but then I can't write it down because my hands are in somebody's mouth.
In case you guys didn't know, she works at a dental office.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like for me, it's more like I have it all in my head. I could see it, but it's hard for me to put it into words. And like if I'm staring at a blank document, I'm just like where are the words? Like I need the words. I could see it visually. I just can't get it down.
Yeah.
So I'm just like practicing with like random prompts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for me it's I can write it down. Just when can I write it down?
yours is like a time, like
Time thing.
wrong timing or something.
Wow.
But yeah. One day,
One
one day, guys, we'll publish something.
one day. I know, never say never.
Yeah. You know, everybody works at their own pace.
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, um,
Um,
okay,
let's
almost.
see. Our next reading stream. Readings.
Oh, cool. It's
Does the
cross-platform.
28th? Does the 28th work?
Oh, 28th. 28th. It should work. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So last day of February, 28th. If you would like to join us in another reading wrap up, and if you have read anything, feel free to join us in the chat. Um, or if you have any recommendations or books that you don't recommend, let us know. Any
Any hot
nerdy stuff.
takes about the books that we read? Let us know.
Yeah, or if you have any like cozy hobbies you'd like to share, or whatever arts and crafts you're working on. You know, this is a cozy space, cozy, safe space. Uh, but yeah, anyways, do you have anything else?
Nope. No, I think you said it. It's a cozy space.
Cozy, safe space. Okay, guys.
Mhm.
Um, anyways, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Happy February. Have a good Valentine's Day or
Mhm.
Galentine's Day. If you're
Oh,
single, don't worry
Single
about it.
Awareness Day. Who
Yeah, don't
cares?
worry. Just have a good time.
Oh,
You know, self-care, self-love.
all
That's
that.
important. Um, what else happens in February? That's about it. Yeah,
Stay safe if you were in the California area in the last few weeks.
yeah, the good thing we got some rain around here. Finally. Um, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, until next time, guys. Bye.